Woke up, it's a beautiful day. Got a fresh pair of J's and I'm out to get paid. Came from the bottom, gotta find a new way. And I think it's gonna start today. Hey, when life get crazy and shit be going wrong, I take the time out to put words.
The swag science is in the building, and we getting ready for the hugely, highly anticipated pay-per-view mega fight between Miguel Cotto and Saul Canelo Alvarez. I mean, everybody's been looking forward to this fight since it's been signed, and hopefully it's a real good fight. It's a real good clash of styles. It's a boxer puncher versus another boxer puncher. Although Cotto, he's a little more versatile, but I look at him as two of the same type of fighters. Cotto, more experienced, more seasoned, better footwork, better all-around movement. He's campaigning at middleweight. Might be a little heavier, but I feel like Canelo might be the bigger guy, stronger guy. Canelo, I think, hits harder. I think his defense might be a little better. I think Cotto's stamina is better than Canelo. Canelo, he moves around like he has weights in his socks, or he in cement. So it's a lot of things that really match up well with each other on this fight. It's really a pick-up fight. If you want to just keep it real, you want to keep it 100, it's a pick-up fight. If anybody would have picked Canelo in this fight to win, I'm not mad at him. Cotto, same thing, because you kind of know what you're getting. As far as Cotto right now, he's on a good upswing. He's doing his thing. He's looking real good, but me personally, I can't really take too much from it because his opponents haven't really been the best to really showcase on. I mean, Delvin Rodriguez, Friday Night Fight level type of guy. Sergio Martinez, I picked Cotto to lose that fight. And, stylistically speaking, Martinez was, the favorite, but he lost that fight, and we all those who picked Sergio didn't know how bad his knees were. So he was basically a disabled cat with boxing gloves, and Cotto took him apart. Daniel Gill, and we didn't really expect too much from him. Good Boys already crushed that. Golovkin destroyed him, and at 160, no catch weight foolishness. So there's not a lot to really pick from Cotto's opponents to really make me say, yeah, they prepared him for Canelo. Whereas Canelo, he's fought Mayweather. He got that boxing lesson. I don't think he got destroyed or anything, but he got soundly outboxed. With Lara, he got a little bit of a boxing lesson in that fight too, but I thought he pulled it out just because he was more active and he gave a better impression. He had better ring generalship in that fight. Lara, even though I picked Lara to win, I thought he kind of gave that fight away. The Angulo fight, nothing really. Angulo was real, way past it. So I don't really take too much from that. The Kirkland fight was most recent. Kirkland, that's my dude, but he's been out of the ring for damn near almost 2 years. He didn't have Ann Wolf with him. He had some new dude, and he didn't have no receipts on cuz. So it was a solid victory, but nothing to make me feel like, okay, yeah, that's the one to do it. But it was a good solid victory. But Canelo, the point I'm trying to make, Canelo's been fighting liver opponents than Cotto has. So he has that thing going for him. Even though the Kirkland fight was all those dudes were younger and fresher, just liver. Lara, Mayweather, Trout, all them dudes. I mean, Cotto fought Mayweather and Trout as well, but Cotto got, beat up by Trout, and, he kind of got beat up by Mayweather in certain parts, but, he had a good accounting of himself. He put more hands on Mayweather than Canelo did, so that's the difference, really. He gave Floyd a tougher fight, but, Canelo was a pup back then. Cotto, he's already been on pound for pound list. He was an established dude at that time, so like I said, there's a lot of little different matchups we could look at and analyze this, but let's just break down how I feel that they should approach this fight. Cotto, I feel, has to set the tempo with the jabbing and turning Canelo moving and really try to go to that body, but don't stand in front of him. I feel like Cotto can box real good on his back foot, but he has a real good authoritative jab, and he's been really killing the body lately, so I feel he should stick with that and kind of let Canelo overextend himself trying to chase him, because Canelo's not the best aggressor. We saw that in the Lara fight. Now Cotto moves around better than Lara does, and he doesn't forget his offense like Lara does, so I feel like he could walk Canelo into something or make Canelo extend himself, because the thing is, Canelo, his stamina is bullshit to me. Like, his stamina, he's only like a 5-round fighter. Like, his stamina is worse than damn Jermaine Taylor's stamina. And the difference is, Taylor, he fought real nervous and jittery, and he burned up all that, but at the end of the day, Jermaine Taylor used to give you about a good solid 8 or 9 hard rounds. Canelo can't really even give you that. He gives you more like a good 5 or 6 hard rounds, and then he's kind of, that's it. He gets real, he really slows down. You saw that at the end of the Trout fight. He could turn it up in spots sometimes, but for the most part, he's not a steady guy throughout 12 rounds. I think that could hurt him, but I do feel that, he can still work around that. Now, as far as Canelo, he needs to reserve his energy. Like, I really feel he needs to come on late to stop Cotto, because Cotto's one of those guys, he'll fade late if you pressure him and you make him move, or you put some hurt on him throughout a fight consistently. And I feel Canelo has the power to do that. And Canelo, I think he needs to back up Cotto, go to the body, but really try to land that right hand. I know he could land that counter right hand. Canelo has a good counter right hand, and I feel like if he could land that punch, we can see what Cotto could do. What Cotto's about, because I feel like Cotto has the skills to really pull off the fight, win this. But I just feel like Canelo is gonna take a lot more is gonna be able to take a lot more punishment. So, I'm really leaning towards Canelo in this bout. Cotto, I almost feel like he has to fight perfect in a way. Like, he has to have a good, he has to start out real good early. And, Cotto's, stamina is not the best either, but I feel it's better than Canelo's. But he does fade at times too. But if you pressure him, Canelo needs to just cut off the ring. I hope his footwork improves. He needs to be able to cut off the ring and really force exchanges with Cotto. Meaning that whenever Cotto is in a position where he has to throw more than 2 punches, Canelo needs to fire back with 3 or 4, because Canelo has some wicked combinations, and I feel that if he's able to consistently catch Cotto at the end of them shots, he could really do something. So right now, I'm really leaning to Canelo on this one, and it's tough because I feel like Cotto could just outmaneuver Canelo and have enough pop in his punches and power to really make Canelo respect him. But I just feel like Canelo is gonna get to a point in the fight where he's just gonna walk through that shit and just start landing and firing his combos, kind of like in the Shane Mosley fight. I mean, real talk, it's a lot of different outcomes I could see in this fight. I could see Canelo coming on strong late if he, doesn't tire himself out early. I can see Cotto trying to come on late. If he gets Canelo frustrated and tired. So it's a lot of outcomes I could see, but I feel like Canelo will win a close one. It might be good enough fight where we all expect a rematch. Who knows? As far as the pay-per-view buys, I feel like this fight could go anywhere from 500,000 pay-per-view buys to 750, maybe a million, Can't really go off on the Golovkin, Lemieux pay-per-view numbers or the Berto Floyd, because those fights were kind of like, even though the cards were good, it was overall action in those fights, those cards, but they weren't big fights like, Cotto, Canelo. You can't really compare those fights to this one. I think this is going to sell better than those fights. I don't think it's going to be on no Floyd Pacquiao level, but I wouldn't be surprised if it hit 1 million. If it hit lower than 500,000, I would be surprised. But other than that, fuck it. It's all about the fight. Who cares about that shit? I just expect a good fight, and Canelo with his hand raised as the victor in like maybe a 114, 113, 115, 113 type of fight. Both guys have some moments. I think Canelo's going to have the flashier offense, and that's going to be more eye-catching to the judges. And he's going to make Cotto retreat a little more than he expects to. But, wow, I'm just hyped about this fight. I don't know what could fucking go down, but I'm going with Canelo. We'll see. Swag Science 1.